उसके वास्ते तकवा पैदा करो, बनाओ, है ना भाई, बड़े भाई है ना, तो आज की तकवा
very pleased that you guys are all here. हमारे लिए जो है कीमती मौका है. मेरा दौरा जो है यहाँ पर यह है कि हिंदुस्तान के मुसलमानों की जो हालत है उन हालात पर रोशनी डाली जाए, उनको जागो और जगाइए. ये मेरा नस्ब लाइन है. यहाँ पर एजुकेशन की जो कमी है, एजुकेशन के साथ साथ जो सियासी बसीरत आना चाहिए है और इस्लामी हमियत आना चाहिए, मैं उस पर जो है काम कर रहा हूँ. यहाँ से नारायणपेट गया, नारायणपेट और महबूब नगर, करीम नगर, औरंगाबाद, विकाराबाद, यही तमाम इंस्टीट्यूशन में ये जाकर कर रहा हूँ कि मुसलमानों जागो और जगाओ, खाना कम खाओ, जहन बनाओ, ईट लेस थिंक मोर, डू मोस्ट. ये मकसद है कि हम कैसे हिंदुस्तान को कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हैं. हाउ वी कैन प्रोवाइड the cementing, joining force, uniting force to Indians, Muslims and minorities. ये जो है important aspect of our journey है. We want to contribute to the society to make our community which is lagging behind due to lack of education and motivation and inspiration. इसके लिए ज़रूरी है कि हम जगाएं, लोगों को, कौम को बेदार करें. हमारी बातें जो है 70 से 80% बातें गैर ज़रूरी बातों पर सर्फ हो रही है. वी टॉक लैविशली अबाउट फूड एंड और अनइम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग्स. हमारा मकसद ये है कि इल्म हासिल करो, इल्म का कल्चर कायम करो, साइंटिफिक माइंड बनाओ, प्रोग्रेसिव माइंड बनाओ, एडवांस माइंड बनाओ, सियासी अहमियत लेकर आओ, सियासी यूनिटी लेकर आओ और इस्लामी ज़मीर को बेदार करो. इस्लाम इज़ अ वेरी कॉग्निटिव रिलीजन, very intellectual religion, very spiritual religion. हम जो है आपसी इख्तिलाफात को भूलें. सबसे ज़्यादा नुकसान हमको आपसी इख्तिलाफात की वजह से हो रहे हैं. कोविड इतना हैरान कुन, तबाह कुन नहीं है जितना हमारे आपसी इख्तिलाफात हैं. We came to unite Muslims and unite all the minorities and unite all Indians together, because as long as we are divided, our country cannot become superpower. We got to be superpower by uniting ourselves and contributing to the progress of India and progress of democracy, progress of secularism and progress of humanity. अभी जो हाल में तुर्की में जलजला आया है वो क़यामत ख़ैज़ जलजला है. अगर आपका दिल सोचने वाला है और आंख समझने वाली है तो आंखों में आंसू आएंगे, दिल लरज़ उठेगा कि क्या क़यामत आई है और हम कब तक ख्वाब ग़फ़लत में सोते रहेंगे. तो इसके लिए मैं आप तमाम से गुजारिश करता हूँ कि उठिए, जागिए, जगाइए और कंट्रीब्यूट कीजिए. ये वक्त जो है गम करने का नहीं है, दुख दर्द का नहीं है, ये दौर है. We have to rise up to the occasion.
Hyderabad, I think what's really exciting is the fact that Hyderabad is in many ways a bright spot in what is an otherwise very difficult situation for all minorities throughout India. And some of the work that we have done with coalitions in the United States in our work for social justice, whether it's against Islamophobia or anti-black racism or casteism, is first develop strong friendships and community building in our neighborhoods, with our neighbors, with the people that we come across in the areas that we live in. It is so critical that we return to the sunnah of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where it encourages us to look after our neighbors. And when we think about neighbors, it's not only our neighbors to our left and right, it technically means our neighbors 40 houses before us, 40 houses behind us, 40 houses to our right and our left, to give us an idea of how immense the idea of what our neighbors are. And it's important that we use our hearts to connect with people and build relationships with a very good intention of spreading love in the world, of spreading love and unity in the world. And this does not mean that we deny the fact that there are absolutely injustices happening within our societies. As my father mentioned, we must be awakened and attuned to the times that we are living in. So I'm not saying that we are blinded by love, but love is a way that can really help dispel incorrect ideas. And it's the only path forward. And that's why I said that Hyderabad is a bright spot. I'm very excited about the types of leadership that is here. I think it's setting some good examples in many ways. And it's also important that because there is an upholding of democratic values in this state, that you all have the right to organize for your civil liberties. If you see them not being protected, you have to organize with your communities, with different coalitions, to see that we work against misinformation, anti-Muslim, Dalit, anti-Black, anti-Semitic, any type of hatred for any type of community. We are one humanity. When one person is cut and bleeds, their blood is the same as another person's blood. And what we want is to understand each other's pain and build a society that we can all truly be proud of. And I absolutely have faith that we will see those days, and we are seeing those days, because it wasn't too long ago we saw such beautiful hundreds and hundreds of years of absolute harmony. This is within the DNA of this beautiful city. And there's so much to look forward to, and it's been a pleasure to be with all of you.
And appreciate this opportunity to speak with everyone here today. And in these tough times, I applaud the members of the media who are trying their hardest every day to bring the news to light of what's going on, because right now there are so many changes happening so quickly. So thank you for the work you do day in, day out, trying to find the truth and finding of what's going on. So just some background about some things that I've done in the United States and internationally. I've worked with Hayath Relief. I'm the president of Hayath Relief. We've had projects throughout the world, in Haiti, in Puerto Rico, in Greece for some of the refugees there. We've also done some work for refugees in different parts of the world. In Myanmar, the ones who were displaced into Bangladesh. We work with a broad coalition of organizations to help those who are in those dire situations. Most recently, during the flood that came here, affected many of the residents around the Musi River, we had a huge clinic in that area. We've also been hosting clinics in different places, such as the Narayanpet district that was recently formed. So those are some of the projects we've been doing with them. I'm also the president of the Islamic Institute of Medicine, Art, and Culture, which is in the United States. So something that might be more pertinent to what's going on with the Indian Muslim and what all minorities are dealing with right now is rampant Islamophobia and also historical lies that are being kicked up to spread anti-Islamic sentiment. So even in the United States, we've dealt with this. We had our own kind of government that was also starting this narrative that was not true. So one of our goals was to help bring the truth to what the history actually is. As Dr. Sana had mentioned, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Dalits have existed in India for over 1,000 years without anything happening. And you all know better than me that the demographics are different in different parts of India. Thankfully, I got a chance to be in a neighborhood here in Hyderabad, absolute beautiful communal harmony. But if somebody starts making things up, makes history up, says this about Tipu Sultan or this other historical figure, this is going to radicalize the minds of many people and irritate them and can create problems. So the goal of the Islamic Art Institute of Islamic Art, Medicine, and Culture is to give an accurate portrayal of history. Many of the things that are being said in the Indian entertainment industry and media are absolutely not true. We've had people like Ram Punyani, who's a professor, talk about these absolute lies. And if you're a person who does not have that much knowledge, and you get a WhatsApp message, and you say, and you read these things, that can create a lot of problems. So one of the things we're working on is trying to have some historical accuracy. Some of the things people are shouting when they're lynching Muslims is, you know, this is for Aurangzeb. But this has nothing to do with reality. So these type of inaccuracies have to be challenged. The other goal is to give civilizational confidence to many of the minorities, and especially the Muslim minorities right now. There's parts of India where Muslims feel like they're second-class citizens, or they're not proud to be who they are. No one's saying we're better than anyone else, but if anybody doesn't like their name because it's Ahmed or Sayyid or Hassan or whatever that is, that's a problem. That's a problem. And by knowing our history, there's nothing to be ashamed of. Not only is there nothing to be ashamed of, there's something to be proud of. We've contributed to every society we've been a part of, whether that was America, or that was India, or that was Andalusia, or that was Jerusalem. Muslims are a benefit to society. From the Quran and Sunnah, we know the best of us are those who contribute to their society. So my message to everyone is, if you're a Muslim or any other person, we have to contribute to society. And especially in India, it's different than in America, because you can't say we've been there for 1,000 years. We are the fabric. We are the salt in the Khana Salan. We're the salt. We're here. We've been here. So we have to be a part of everything that happens. And we have to do that with confidence. So one thing I'm specifically working on is trying to highlight the achievements in the scientific world, such as the navigational systems we use every day on our phones, GPS. A lot of Muslim scientists help figure out the world of astronomy and GPS. So these types of things are being hidden. Instead, people are focusing on a lot of negative things that are historically untrue. So those are the things that I would like to help all of us deal with. It's just historical accuracy. And the second, if you promote the culture of scholarship. I was very saddened when I did my own little meta-analysis testing of some of the Hyderabadi youth about what books have they read recently. The only thing that said, oh, I saw the movie Pathan, it was a success, yay, like they did something. They watched a movie. I asked them about 1 or 2 books.